How to make him want you to come back? That's one of these questions that usually happen after breakups. It's like this cosmic joke where you're like, okay, have they moved on? Will they come back? All of these questions of like, oh my God, what's like gonna happen? Like my whole life ends. It's like, no, actually, your whole life starts over again right now, and your life can be better than it has ever been before. So, anyway, coming back to these questions, how can you make him want you to come back? The most important thing is that you want to become this most irresistible version of yourself, that best version of yourself that you can be. So that he's going to ask himself this question. It's like, why did I let her go? Why am I not together with her anymore? Why did we even break up in the first place? These are the type of questions that you want to ask yourself. And I'm going to give you some steps right now that are going to help you for him to ask these questions and for him wanting to come back to you. The first one is like you want to reclaim your independence. Because obviously, when you've been in a partnership and now all of a sudden you're separate, you need to find your identity again. You need to recreate your confidence and your life in some ways, right? Not in all ways, but in some ways. Because usually what happens is a lot of people, when they end up in partnerships, they forget that they have a life outside of this partnership too. And that's like when their life really crumbles and they're going down this negative spiral once a breakup and a split happens. Because they don't even know who they are anymore. And if that happened to you, then these steps are going to help you for sure. But if you're in a relationship and you want to make sure this is not going to happen to you and you're still watching this video, then it's really, really important to always make sure you keep your independence. Or, as I said, you want to reclaim that. You want to find that boost, that radiant, self-sufficient energy within you. You have your own hobbies, you have your own life. You don't just wait and stop life because this man is not here anymore, because now all of a sudden you are in a relationship. It doesn't matter. You keep going, pursuing your own goals, pursuing your own hobbies. And it doesn't matter if you're someone who loves cooking and back in the days you went to these cooking classes and now all of a sudden you're together, or you've been together and you stopped going to these cooking classes. And it's like, no, find your culinary creativity again. Go back to the gym because like you had these amazing courses and classes that they offered. It doesn't matter what it is. Just keep pursuing your own hobbies. The second piece is you want to embrace that power of mystery. You know, when you first dated, there was always this mystery and this like, we don't really know each other that well. And I'm not going to show you everything straight away either, right? Sure, you're open, you're transparent in many ways, but because it's a new relationship, there's a lot of things that we don't know about each other. And that mystery creates so much curiosity and there's so much intrigue that actually brings so much beautiful tension to this dynamic between the two of you. So if you want him back, you also want to bring back that mystery. You want to have your own adventures. You want to have your own life. And yes, you might casually share some of these projects, some of these things that you do, but you don't go too much into detail either. Because that's, as I said, is going to create that mystery that you want to bring back into your fields. Because that's what's going to create that curiosity and that feeling, him feeling intrigued about you. Which brings me to today's sponsor. If you're stuck, lost, or confused when it comes to your relationship with men, and you don't know how to communicate your needs to him in a way that makes you feel seen, loved, and heard, then you must see this. Since every woman's personality and circumstance is so unique and so special to you, we have a free relationship assessment quiz that you can take in the link below. That quiz will give you a customizable action plan to give you the love that you deserve, because you're worthy of it and you do deserve it so, so much. So take our free relationship assessment quiz right now, and now back to the video. The third one is a really, really important one to me because unfortunately there's so much dating advice out there which doesn't teach that, and they actually do the complete opposite. Instead of what I would say, avoid playing games. Don't go into these manipulative behaviors. No, you want to stay genuine. You want to be authentic. You want to be real. You want to be honest about your connection, about your life, for sure. And it's really, really important, you know, when you have a coffee shop encounter, for example. You don't just want to fake that you're so busy, you don't have time, or like, you know, if you see him, okay, then be genuine. Give him a warm hug. Like, be happy in your demeanor and like be respectful. And don't just ignore him or try to run away from him. It's like, no. Like, you want to show, okay, here's who I am. This is my confidence. I have myself. There's some mystery around you for sure. And you don't play games. You're honest, you're genuine, you're kind, you're respectful, you're warm. Because otherwise, imagine you do the opposite. And if you really want him back, I don't want to call it you're acting a little bit like a bitch, but maybe that's the best way to say that. Let's say you're acting ungrateful for him and the past experiences that you had, but ultimately you want him back. Then the energy that he experiences around you is like, oh man, she's not nice to me. She's mad. She's mean. She's not this kind person that I want to have around me. So make sure you're not that type of person. Make sure you're not playing games, this hard to get and like now he has to like try to win you over. No. Be genuine, be kind. If you feel a little bit hurt, yeah, you can still say this, like, I'm still struggling a little bit, but I'm good. Like, that's part of life. There was a lot of love and care that I had for you, but I have so many beautiful things going on in my life. That's genuine and that's honest. Number 4, you want to give some space and you want to create and maintain boundaries. It's really, really important to create some distance. You want to give him some time to reflect. You also want to give him some time to miss you. And you also want to have that time for reflection for yourself too, because clearly there's a reason why you guys broke up. And if you want to get him back, then it's super, super important to also look into the mirror and find out, okay, what has really happened here? What have I done wrong? What I didn't like about him? What are the new boundaries that I need to create for myself? And then with all of these different steps that I gave you, with you stepping back into your power, stepping back into your confidence, that's how you're really going to have the ability to change the dynamic and change the energy between the two of you so something new can be birthed out of this. And if you pursue your own goals and you focus on yourself, and because of not having too much contact with each other, because there's this distance and there's this space, that really allows him to also like starting to miss you. Sure, you might miss him too, and I understand that. But when you redirect your focus on these other things that I told you, yourself, your own goals, your hobbies, looking into the mirror, you have there some focus as well, then there's a lot of things for you to do and take care of. So whatever he does, it doesn't even matter in this regard, because ultimately the more time has passed, the more distance there is in some ways. But there's still some sort of connection, and there's a genuine way of like maybe wanting to reconnect. Then him seeing you just living your life and living a full life and living a rich life and working on yourself and being confident and like finding yourself again, that's really going to help him to miss you even more. And then the 5th point is you want to create a positive and fun environment. Wherever you go, wherever you guys meet and see each other, if you radiate joy and if you radiate happiness, then this upbeat, enjoyable, attractive energy that you're going to have is really going to make a huge difference, because now all of a sudden these light-hearted interactions that you might have with him and these happy moments that can be recreated, or these memories of happy, fun moments that you guys had in the past, that's really going to make him miss you even more. And that's an energy, again, that he wants to tap into. He's going to remember these spontaneous moments and experiences and ventures that you guys had, and he wants to have them again. Whatever the reasons were why you guys broke up in the first place, all that can be replaced when you tap back into this joyful, fun energy that you had in the beginning when you started dating. Because then he's gonna forget the bad parts, and maybe he worked the things himself, and so did you. And then the positivity, the joy, the happiness, and the connection that clearly you guys had in the beginning, God knows for how long you guys were together, but those are the things that can recreate that bond and that connection and that chemistry. Because that joy, that happiness, these boundaries, this mystery, not playing games, being genuine, and you staying fully in control and confidence of your own life and not making it all about him, this is what's really going to make the difference for you to get him back, because he wants you back. Because that version of you, he fell in love with once, and there's a high chance that he's probably going to fall in love with that another time again.